My name is Barney, Head of Brand at Barclays, the UK retail business. And it's the responsibility of myself and my team to create, manage and oversee the implementation of visual and verbal identity. We do some brand strategy and some proposition development too, but in the context of your activity in this conversation, it's the application and creation of an identity system across every touch point, across every customer interaction with a brand. We're tasked to do better work, more beautiful work, more brilliant work, having to scale it perhaps more so than we've had to before, but we don't have the resources that we did the year prior, and that's not peculiar to Barclays. I don't think it's even peculiar to our industry. I think it's just common across everybody. The second challenge is getting assets to work across an increasingly varied media. We're keen to integrate, but the different types of medium and channels that we're having to exploit that and sweat that through makes that a tougher challenge. So it's all very good to think media neutrally, but different assets work differently at a different point in time for different media. So that's a tough task for us as well. We have two digital platforms that allow assets to be stored, browsed and ultimately socialized and called off. We've got a campaign management workflow system that people can upload assets to, can retrieve them from that very same platform. We've also got a brand platform which is a repository for all of the kit of parts that comprise our identity palette, if you like, so typography and logos and infinite numbers of templates. And again, that's available to a UK audience, an international audience in actual fact. I suppose it's a slightly softer issue, but there's a psychological one, if you like, in that by the very nature of having assets available that people can call off, there's a feeling often amongst the creative community, some of my campaign management peers, that their creative autonomy is being taken away somewhat because there is an asset already predetermined from which they can use. The second challenge is actually just getting people to use this. People are very familiar with technology as consumers, but as marketeers, often there's not the time, and it's an additional process to deposit the asset onto those two platforms that I've described. It's getting people to do that as the natural order of things. Working much more collaboratively, we brief all our agencies in at the same time. We clearly have agencies that are accountable for a principal channel or a principal medium, but we brief them, it's an integrated brief, and we talk to them at the same time. Invariably, there's a lead agency, but they're all working collaboratively and in unison, cognizant of our business objectives and our brand objectives. There are forums that I'm also accountable for and have established and chaired. So we have a Creative Directors Forum, which occurs once every month, which is an opportunity for the creative directors of all of our agencies, of which there are 6, 7, 8, and we are encouraging conversations from agency to agency too, and there are plenty of forums for that to occur.